If your legs hurt, or if you have to, you get up and walk a bit. But don't get up at the first time you feel it. You will be thinking about food every time you are thinking about food, now and tomorrow. I want that you think about the feeling that food gives you on your tongue. Think about exactly that feeling, the food on your tongue, in your mouth. Take one breath thinking about that feeling, and then let that feeling go away when the breath goes out. That is what meditation is. You see the thought and you let it float away. See the thought and let it float away. Maybe you say to yourself, that is only a thought. After a while, listen again to the bird, to the refrigerator. Feel again the sofa on your back and your legs. Feel the pain in your legs. You will think about food again. Breathe in and breathe out. You will think about your family, your work, about me sitting beside you, about many, many things that are interesting to think about. This is like the bird knocking. You cannot make a home in those things. They are not bad. They are just not the right home for you. Do not get upset because your mind thinks about them. Do not push the thoughts away like they are bad things. Let them go away from you, but do not push them, yes? But always come back to the feeling on your mouth and breathe in and breathe out. Yes? And now we will enter into our own period of silent meditation. And now, just gently and slowly bring your awareness back into the room. Ah, that's beautiful. Now let's close this meditation with a little reading by Ernest Holmes. And it's about love. Today, my love goes out to all people and all things. There is no fear in this love, for perfect love casts out all fear. There is no doubt in this love, for faith penetrates all doubt and reveals a unity at the center of everything that embraces all things. This love, flowing through me, harmonizes everything in my experience, brings joy and gladness to everything, brings a sense of security and well-being to everyone. I realize that the love flowing through, in, and around me and all things is one vast, all-enveloping essence and force forever emanating from the living God. And now, I want to thank you for joining me for this meditation, preparing the space and consciousness for our Sunday service, which will begin at 10:15. We'll see you then.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. You gotta let it all go. And this is what you have to say.
light shining, it's you and me. One love loving, it's you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living, it's you and me. One light shining, it's you and me. One love loving, it's you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy, I just wanna shout. One life living, it's you and me. One light shining, it's you and me. One love loving, it's you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living, it's you and me. One light shining, it's you and me. One love loving, it's you.
Beautiful opening. Welcome everyone to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. We're so very blessed that you have chosen to join us today. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Dusty Rippelmeyer, and I have the honor and privilege of being this community's spiritual director. Our center, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, is part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living, which is a practical and positive philosophy, faith, and way of life. A global community of over 450 spiritual centers, teaching chapters, and special focus ministries in 30 countries worldwide. Our community is the spiritual home for a diverse group of people who are seeking to experience a deeper connection with each other and with the God of their understanding. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God. We do this within a sacred and supportive community that welcomes everyone just as they are. Our mission is the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. We do this through celebration, service, study, fellowship, and the energy of unconditional love. Our vision is a world that actually does work for everyone. We do this by consciously practicing the truth of our oneness and unity with God in our everyday lives. You are welcome here no matter where you are on your spiritual path. I have a few announcements for us this morning before we get into the service. Our next two services will be held online only, March 22nd and March 29th. We have a wonderful set of musicians to support the services and a wonderful set of messages that are following the theme of what if. All Sunday services begin with a meditation at 9:45 and the service begins at 10:15. The next two announcements are save the date announcements. The first is for Sunday, May 3rd. On that day, the message will be given by Brother Brian Lotman. Now, many of you remember him from our meditation retreat 2 years ago. He is a traveling monk who facilitated an amazing kirtan for us on the final day of our retreat. Following the service, there will be some time set aside to grab something to eat. And the suggestion is that you bring a bag lunch for yourself or run out to a nearby restaurant for some takeout. At 12:30, Brian will once again facilitate a kirtan. For those of you who are not familiar with the kirtan, it is an ancient participatory and meditative practice of call and response chanting, originating in India to praise the divine through sacred mantras and music. It acts as a form of devotion, calming the mind, opening the heart, and cultivating inner peace. Participants often sit in groups, singing along with instruments such as the harmoniums and drums to create a collective meditative energy. The event will be held at the Edge Hill Farms Community Clubhouse at 391 Spring Fork Drive in Cary. The second save the date is for our TCSL Wise Women's Tea, which will once again be held on Mother's Day, Sunday, May 10th. The event is for women of all ages who would love to share their wisdom with each other. There will be tea, small bites, fruit, cheese, and of course, chocolate. The event will be held from 3 o'clock until 5 o'clock. So the invitation is to come to church, have lunch with your family, and then come back to join us for the Wise Woman's Tea. This next announcement has actually moved from a save the date to a hurry up and register announcement. We're now taking registration for our annual meditation retreat. The retreat will be held at the St. Francis Springs Retreat Center from Friday, May 29th at 6 o'clock through Sunday afternoon, May 31st at 3 o'clock. The weekend will include multiple types of meditations to experience and explore, opportunity to be out in nature, good food, good music, and deep connection not only with the divine, but with each other. It is truly a life-changing experience. Please consider joining us for this amazing and sacred event. The cost is $375 for a double room and $475 for a single room. This includes room and board and the retreat itself, a bargain. The final date for registration is Friday, April 10th, with payment in full by Friday, April 17th. We are accepting the first 30 registrations, so please write to Heather at info@trianglecsl.org to register. Our 2026 Wednesday evening services have changed in look. However, they continue to be a midweek spiritual pick-me-up. The new concept is called A Year of Value. It will be a journaling self-study program in which you will receive a different quality each week on Wednesday, along with all kinds of resources to assist you to grow that quality in your life. By focusing on the many different aspects of leading an exemplary life, we believe it will support participants in making 2026 truly a year of value. To sign up, please send an email again to info@trianglecsl.org indicating your desire to participate. Before moving on, we would like to thank Diane Carnes for her beautiful meditation. Thank you so very much, Diane. And now please welcome her back to the stage.
Thank you, Dusty. Thank you. The theme for the year 2026 is Open at the Top. Our theme for the month of March is What If? And Reverend Dusty's message is what we'll see will defy explanation. Now we have the blessings of all faiths. We are now going to do our blessings of all faiths. And I'd like you to welcome to the front my husband John and Marianne. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors the diversity and threads of truth that run through all spiritual paths as represented by this ceremony. Christianity is a path of Christ consciousness, love, and forgiveness. Buddhism is the path of compassion and understanding. Judaism is the ethical path of living by sacred law. Baha'i is the path of unity and peace. Islam is the path of submission to the will of God, the highest calling. Confucianism is the path of deliberate tradition. Taoism is the natural way, the path of ultimate reality. Native American practice and shamanic traditions are the paths of primal spirituality. Shintoism is the path of tribal ancestry. Hinduism is the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. The science of mind and spirit is the path of divine principle, the divine principle of love and law. And the heart represents the one heart, the one love, that resides at the center of all people and all beings everywhere, with no exceptions. May peace prevail on earth through the followers of all paths. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this Sunday celebration on the Ides of March. I'm the practitioner of the day, Carol Cross, and it is my pleasure and honor to be with you this morning. So let's start with an invocation. Let's close our eyes, breathe in, and I know people tune in from all over the place, but if you're here in Triangle, North Carolina, this past week we had days that were in the upper 80s. And then 2 days later, when I came out, I had my car windows were covered with frost. And that's kind of the period of the year that we're in, where it's hard to know what to expect on a day-by-day basis. But when we do this, when we turn within, when we connect with spirit, it doesn't really matter whether it's hot or cold, or it's raining or sunny, or if human situations appear to our human eyes to look good or look bad. We know as we embrace the truth that we are spiritual people, we are spiritual beings in this human incarnation, then we know the truth is all is well. We know the truth is that we are filled with power and joy and passion and vision and love and beauty, and that life is magnificent. And so I'm letting that bubble up in me, that reality, that truth, as we start off our Sunday celebration service. And I affirm that that is the truth for all of us, knowing that from that place is where we create magic in our services. So I say a word of blessing and gratitude on Heather Abbott, our just unbelievably faithful servant with such wonderful, both personal and professional and technical skills. So without her, you would not be seeing this. I say a word of blessing on Diane for her wonderful meditation and her service today. I say a word of blessing on our beloved guest musician, Amy Steinberg, who always brings such passion and such energy to her contributions to our services. And I say a word of blessing on our beloved Reverend Dusty, who is a walking embodiment of this concept of what if in her leadership for our community, and in her love for each one of us as individuals. And I say a word of blessing and of gratitude to all our beloved community. If this is your first time or your 1000th time, because this is an event of co-creation. And each one of our members or our participants today is a unique spark of the divine. And today's service would not be the same if even one of those sparks was missing. So knowing this, that this is who we are in today's service, we are sparks of the divine. And we are here to let those sparks be flamed, get bigger and brighter, and be a spark not just to us ourselves, but to the entire world. And so I think that's a pretty great way to spend a Sunday morning. So I say, let's get to it. And I ask you to affirm this with me with our words, and so it is. Okay, so the reading we have today is from This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. And he says, expectancy speeds progress. Therefore, live in a continual state of expectancy. No matter how much good you're experiencing today, expect greater good tomorrow. Expect to meet new friends. Expect to meet new and wonderful experiences. Try this magic of expectancy, and you will soon discover a dramatic side to your work, which gives full vent to constructive feeling. It makes life a game that is a joy to play. It enables you to enter into the spirit of things and of people. And so it is. And so, speaking of joy, it is a great joy for me to introduce our musician today, Reverend Amy Steinberg, because in addition to being a creative artist and a fabulous singer, songwriter, musician, she is also a registered reverend or minister in the New Thought tradition. So she brings all those parts to all of her performances, and I know that she is going to move us greatly. So let's give a big welcome to Amy Steinberg.
Thank you so much, Carol, and thank you everyone for having me. I'm coming to you from Asheville, North Carolina, where the weather is definitely unpredictable, but every day I'm seeing new blooms. Spring is coming. The latest is always greater than the last. The future is always sweeter than the past. An ever-expanding expression of the Most High. This life, my life, is love's life. Alive in this love, we go deeper as we go. And as we grow higher, our souls reach below. The waters of forever, this eternal flow, this life. Your life is love's life. So ride this moment as it unfolds inside. Your soul is a well of gold. You are everything that has been told. You are whole. You are whole. You are whole. Provided with promise, the beauty of the heart. Each ending is bending its way to a new start. This love is a beacon for all that we are. This life, my life, this life, your life, this life. I love the applause
He-
sound.
A little addition by Heather. Oh, thank you so very much, Amy. It was a perfect song to lead us into the message for today. So, welcome to those of you who may have just turned on your televisions or your computers at home. The theme for the month of March is What If? What If? And the first Sunday of the month, my message was entitled A World of Pure Imagination. And the what if question we asked was, what kind of a world could we build together if we truly believed anything was possible? The invitation was to courageously lean into our imagination in order to create from a context that was bigger and bolder than we had ever dreamt before. Today, my message is entitled, What We'll See Will Defy Explanation. And the what if question is, how might my life and the world change if I fully believed that good is always unfolding, even in the face of challenge? This week, we explore how belief and expectancy work together to shape our lives and to defy limitations. We lean into joy and possibility, choosing to expect better of ourselves, of each other, and of the world. A tall order, perhaps, but I believe that anything is possible. Now, in Living the Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes says there is a power for good in the universe that greater than you are, and you can use it. Now, the underlying foundational idea is that belief acknowledges this power and that expectancy activates it. Spiritually, expectancy is the posture of the heart that looks forward with trust and anticipation and faith. Expectancy is faith in motion, living as though the good that we desire is already unfolding and that we will be able to see it and to take action on it. It is not mere wishful thinking, it's an inner alignment that says, I believe something is unfolding for me. Across traditions, expectancy is seen as a creative and a transformative force. It means living as if what you believe in, like healing or guidance or provision or growth, is already in motion. It is faith-filled anticipation. I love that. Faith-filled anticipation. Reverend Sonny Russell of the Heart and Soul Center of Life in Oakland, California says, expectancy is not blind optimism. When we live in expectancy, we challenge personal and collective limitations and intentionally inform our subconscious mind of our desires, embodying the truth that spirit is not only present, but powerfully creative through us. Now, the bottom line is that expectancy works with belief and faith. Now, they are related, interconnected, but they are distinct. Belief is cognitive. It forms our mental framework and it says, I think this is true. Faith is deeper than belief. It persists even when evidence is absent or even contradictory. Faith says, I trust this is true even when I cannot see it. Expectancy is emotional and embodied. It is belief and faith in motion. Belief sets the idea, faith really stabilizes it during uncertainty, and then expectancy energizes it into action. If belief is the seed and faith is the soil, then expectancy is the sprout reaching towards the light. Expectancy literally changes our experience of life in a number of different ways. Number one, it shapes perception. We tend to notice what we expect. So if we expect rejection, we will see signs of it everywhere. If we expect opportunities, we will recognize doors that are opening. Spiritually, expectancy tunes our awareness. Number 2, it influences emotional energy. Expectancy generates hope instead of fear, courage instead of hesitation, and gratitude instead of scarcity. Our inner expectation shifts our emotional base. Number 3, it alters behavior. When we expect good, we take more aligned action. We speak differently, we ask better questions, and we carry ourselves with more confidence. Expectancy subtly changes our posture towards life. Number 4, it creates meaning. Even during hardship, expectancy allows us to believe that something is growing here, that something is of purpose within what is happening, that there is something that is leading us somewhere good. Now, many spiritual teachers really suggest that life responds not just to what we want or to what we even need, but to what we deeply expect. Expectancy becomes a silent prayer. It is not about controlling outcomes. It is about cultivating faith. Instead of asking, what if this goes wrong? Try asking, what good might be unfolding that I simply cannot see yet? Or even begin the day with, today, something meaningful is available to me. Earlier, I used a quote by Ernest Holmes who said, there is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. He goes on to say, we all believe this. The question is, why do we not use it more effectively? If all things are possible to faith, why do we not have more faith? If affirmative prayers are answered, why do we not always pray affirmatively? Now, in order to really be able to answer this for ourselves and each other, we have to understand that in order to expect beyond appearances, we need to really relate to reality at a deeper level than just surface conditions. We need to refuse to let the temporary data that we receive from our perceptions and our senses to define ultimate reality. We need to choose to trust essence over evidence. As human beings, our level of expectancy is bound to wobble. It wobbles not because we are weak, but perhaps because something inside of us is attempting to protect us. For example, one of the strongest destabilizers of expectancy is memories. Memories of a time that we hoped deeply. When we trusted timing, or when we believed something was unfolding, and it didn't happen the way that we wanted it to, or the way that we thought that it would. So the next time expectancy begins to rise up in us, that inner voice of our smaller self begins to say, don't go there again. Don't go there. The wobble happens at the collision between the desire to trust and the memory of pain. In this example, spiritual growth is really learning to dream or to imagine without attaching our survival to the outcome. Expectancy also requires some amount of surrender, but many people stabilize themselves through control, like planning every single detail or predicting the outcome or really pre-deciding what that good must look like for them. When expectancy asks us to trust unfolding, then control feels threatened. The wobble sounds like, if I don't manage this, everything could fall apart. But underneath that is often fear of chaos and not necessarily a lack of faith. True spiritual expectancy says, I will participate fully, but I release the illusion that I run the universe. This can feel destabilizing long before it can ever feel liberating to some of us. Now, our level of expectancy can also wobble through a specific kind of exhaustion that comes from waiting. It's not a dramatic waiting, right? It's not dramatic, but it's a quiet, a long, an arduous, an uncertain waiting. And over time, that voice shifts from it's coming to maybe it's not. The wobble here is less about belief and more about weariness. Sometimes expectancy doesn't need more faith, it just needs a moment of rest. Sometimes our level of expectancy wobbles because of a fear of looking foolish. Expectancy makes us visible. When we live as though good is unfolding, we act with confidence. We speak about possibility and we move differently in the world. If it doesn't manifest quickly, then our fear is really often about embarrassment. When the ego asks, what if I look naive or silly or stupid even? Sometimes expectancy wobbles because the form of good that we expect is too narrow. We unconsciously decide that it must look like this particular person, or it must happen by this certain age, or it must unfold in exactly this way. When reality diverges, expectancy collapses. Not because good isn't unfolding, but because it doesn't match our script. Spiritual maturity widens the definition of good. It says, I trust the essence, even if the form changes. When we widen our definition of good, resilience grows dramatically. The key is not eliminating the wobble. It is noticing the wobble without collapsing into it. We can say internally, I see the fear. I understand why it is here, and I still choose to remain open. Expectancy is not the absence of doubt. It is a choice to not let doubt have the final word. Each time we notice the wobble and gently return to faith, our expectancy becomes less fragile and more grounded. Reverend Sonia Russell says the world will always present conditions, some beautiful, others painful, that tempt us into resignation, hopelessness, or limited thinking. To expect better is a revolutionary act, a courageous stand for living our best lives today and cultivating the future, one that invites us to see joy and sorrow as approximate and still choose hope, still choose to see a better way when there seems to be no way. It asks us to anchor in the idea that good is always happening and to let this deep faith shape the way that we show up, even in hard experiences. Powerful. Most spiritual traditions point to the idea that life is inherently generative. Consciousness tends towards expansion and creation tends towards unfolding. Amy sang about it today. The latest is always greater than the last. The latest is always greater than the last. Consciousness tends towards expansion, and creation tends towards unfolding, inherently generative. What appears as a breakdown is often the universe reorganizing into a higher order. From that view, expectancy is in alignment with the creative nature of reality itself. We're not trying to make good happen. We are cooperating with a deeper movement that is already happening. Do you get that? When we expect beyond appearances, we stop reacting solely to the circumstances themselves. We respond from a deeper center. We act as if possibility is present, even if it is invisible. Spiritual expectancy sees facts but refuses to grant them the final word. It says, "This is what is visible, but I know that it's not the only truth." This changes the way we hold uncertainty. We become less controlled by conditions and more guided by an inner knowing, that inner divinity, that voice of wisdom within us. Expectancy as a spiritual stance in troubled times is not denial of darkness. It is a choice about where we place our attention. When the world feels unstable politically, economically, environmentally, or culturally, appearances can dominate our perception. News cycles amplify threats, and collective anxiety becomes contagious. In those moments, expectancy is not optimism, but rather orientation. Where are we putting our attention? It is choosing to face reality without surrendering our inner authority to it. In troubled times, fragile positivity collapses quickly. It needs pleasant conditions in order to survive. Spiritual expectancy is different. It says, I acknowledge the disruption. I allow grief, for grief is real. And I still believe something deeper is moving underneath it all. In troubled times, expectancy recognizes cycles. Nature itself reveals patterns that are ever present. Forest fires clear decay and trigger regeneration. Winter looks lifeless, but prepares the soil. And pressure creates titanic shifts that actually form mountains. Troubled times often precede reorganization. Expectancy is upheaval, not only as a breakdown, but also as a restructuring. In chaotic times, fear becomes a currency. Outrage becomes addictive. Hopelessness spreads socially. Expectancy becomes an act of resistance. We can remain informed without becoming consumed. We care deeply without collapsing inward. This kind of balance is a spiritual discipline. Expectancy accepts uncertainty without demanding immediate resolution. Troubled times are very rarely resolved quickly. Expectancy allows for long arcs. It says, I may not see the full arc in my lifetime, but I trust the direction. Expectancy in troubled times feels less like excitement and more like steadiness. It radiates stability into unstable environments, and that stability is contagious. Ultimately, expectancy is not predicting outcomes. It is aligning with the possibility that life, even in upheaval, is not meaningless or directionless. It is saying, I will not let fear narrate the whole story. I will not let fear narrate the whole story. Reverend Sonia Russell goes on to say, living in expectancy is more than positive thinking. It is a conscious cooperation with the law of mind in action. When political and racial tensions erupt around the globe, it is tempting to let fear, division, or despair define our outlook. Yet expectancy calls us to anchor in something deeper, a spiritual truth that transcends circumstances. When we expect the great, we align our choices, speech, and energy with divine possibility. This is not about ignoring challenges, but about meeting them with the inner conviction that Spirit is already at work for our good. In doing so, we resist the pull of cynicism, become channels for possibility, and challenge the belief that the outer conditions have the final word. So this week, the invitation is to actively practice living in a state of expectancy. For each one of us to declare each morning one specific good that we expect to see that day, whether it is an act of kindness, a breakthrough in a challenge, or an amount of beauty. Throughout the day, notice when doubt or cynicism or resignation try to creep in, and consciously replace those thoughts with an affirmative statement of faith. When encountering difficult news or personal setbacks, pause, breathe, and re-anchor in the idea that Spirit is at work, even here and even now. So please, in your homes, repeat after me. I have faith that good is always unfolding. Therefore, I expect outcomes that defy explanation. And so it is. And so it is. So I now invite you to turn within for a moment of prayer as I anchor this message for each and every single one of us. As I close my eyes and turn my attention away from that world of form and inward to the center of my being, I am acutely aware of that presence and power that Ernest Holmes spoke about, it, that presence and power that is greater than we are, that presence and power that we can use, that presence and power that is always available, always for us and never against us, here to guide us, to guard us, to love us, to bring forward, always toward our highest and best, ever evolving, always unfolding. I know that I am one with this power and presence, that it is that which created me in its image and likeness. All the good that it is, I am, in my own unique and individualized way. And just as I know that this is true for me, I know that it is absolutely true for each and every person listening today in real time, or listening to the recording later, or in fact, all sentient beings on the planet. No one, without exception, is not that presence of God in its fullness and in its wholeness, no matter where we are, no matter what time. We are all divine emanations of the One, here to be its ambassador on the planet. And it's from that place of unity that I speak these words about and for each of us today, truly knowing that we are spiritual beings having a human incarnation. That we arrived on the planet with everything that we need to create a life that we absolutely love to live, to create a life that absolutely works for all. I know that part and parcel of that life is created by my belief, by my faith, and by my expectancy. That belief is the seed and And faith is the soil, and expectancy is that sprout reaching towards the light. I know that as I begin to imagine beyond what I can see in front of me, that I widen and expand the container, the context from which I am creating the experiences of my life. The wider, the bigger, the more expansive, the more I begin to experience things that I have never experienced before in my life. And that what I know about that is that the latest is always greater than the last, as sung by Amy. That nothing can stop that evolution into our highest and best. And so I expect that. I claim that. I know that that is the way that it works. And I have faith that God is with me and behind it all. And so I do my part by feeling the grief, by feeling the fear, by feeling the sadness, and yet not getting stuck in it, and yet knowing that it is not the final word, that Spirit is, that God is, and that my awareness of that presence and of that power allows me to lean into it, allows me to expect the good to unfold. And so I let loose any particulars that I have about it, surrendering to what is unfolding, knowing that it is for my highest and best, or for the highest and best of the collective. And I affirm ease and grace around this for each and every single one of us, knowing that as we do so, we allow others to step into that same experience, and that it expands and expands and expands until everyone on the planet is touched by it. And I'm so grateful to know this truth and to speak these words, so grateful for the power of prayer, knowing that these words are loosed into a law that only ever says yes, that my words are clothed in form even as they are spoken. And so I speak them and I release them into that law, letting go and letting God be God. I invite each of us to anchor this prayer for ourselves, for each other, for our community, and for the world, simply by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. It is now time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. And this is the time every week when we offer our financial support to assist this community to continue to be a beacon of light and love and warmth in the larger Triangle area. Together we affirm the truth that today's offering lifts this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There are 3 ways that you can give, and they're here on your screen. Visit our website at trianglecsl.org. You can text the word give to 919-629-9148, or you can actually mail your gift to our office at PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina 27519. Now I invite everyone to please turn within again one more time as I invite you, as I speak a word of blessing on this offering, knowing that the process itself is an opportunity to stand in an expanded view of all of the ways that we are abundant, and to focus our attention on all of this abundance by practicing giving and receiving. That by recognizing our good and being willing to give some of it away, we enter into the law of circulation and participate in the powerful flow of the universe. I know that as each one of us enters into this eternal flow of giving and receiving, that the gift we give comes back to us. The blessing and the blessed are one. Thank you all for your gift, and I thank God for the gift of each and every single one of you. And so it is. And now, please help me welcome back to her piano and to our stage the amazing Amy Steinberg.
Honestly, I think that was the best prayer I've ever heard. I mean, I expect amazing prayers from Reverend Dusty, but that one just really, I got chills, I was lit up, and I'm just so grateful. So I'm going to do a song of mine called Power because it aligns so well with the message, but then for toward the middle end, I'm going to do a little rap that I wrote based on that brilliant talk. So yeah. I just love you so much. There's a power in a seed, reminding itself how to become a tree. There's a power in a cell, and it's capable of making a you or a me. There's a power in a word, vibrating at a frequency. And there's a power inside, that power inside. That power is a love, 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 love. And you can feel it revealed when an open, broken heart begins to be healed. It breaks like the sky when a long, dark night starts spinning on the wheel of the world. Watch it rise. Out of the ashes comes another day of bright light shining through your eyes. So much surprise every time we fall in love, 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 love. All right, Reverend Dusty, here's your little rap. The good is already unfolding right now. Expectancy is living, is all we have to do is allow faith-filled anticipation, conscious, powerful creation. Expectancy shapes our perception. Expect rejection, you're gonna get rejection. But when we expect the good, we are more aligned with positive purpose, being led by the divine. I release control, but stand in possibility. I trust the essence, letting resilience grow dramatically. Fear comes up, but I still remain strong. Returning to faith, hope, it shapes my song. A breakdown can create a higher order. Life is inherently generative sorter. Let me take a breath for this last line. Let inner divinity increase expectancy of good, love, hope, joy, and peace. Hey! Ooh, that's a lot of words. Maybe I should do the rap one more time since it was a lot. And I just learned it just now. Here we go. The good is already unfolding right now. Expectancy is living as if all we have to do is allow faith-filled anticipation. Conscious, powerful creation. Expectancy shapes our perception. Expect rejection and you're going to get rejection. But when we expect good, we are more aligned with positive purpose, being led by the divine. I release control, but stand in possibility. Trust the essence, letting resilience grow dramatically. Fear comes up, but I still remain strong. Returning to faith, hope, it shapes my song. A breakdown can create a higher order. Life is inherently a generative sorter. Let inner divinity increase expectancy of good, love, joy, and peace. See, there's a power in a seed, reminding itself how to become that tree. There's a power in a cell, and it's capable of making a you or a me. There's a power in a word, vibrating at a frequency. And there's a power inside, that power inside, that power inside it. It's love, 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 love. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. It's a love, 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 love. It's love. Yes, the applause is everything.
Well, that was just so fabulous, Amy. You are always amazing. And I know that I speak for our entire community that we were so grateful that we got to have the New Thought version of Lin-Manuel Miranda for our musician today. So many thanks. Okay, so now as a way of raising our expectancy, we are going to do our affirmations. So as Miranda wrote, rise up, repeat after me. It's a call and response. So I'll go first and you guys go with Diane. And you've got to say it with the kind of passion that our speaker and our musicians have brought to our service today. Okay, that's what makes it work. All right. So I am a spiritual being having a human incarnation with a power and presence that is greater than I am and available to me.
I am a spiritual being having a human incarnation with a power and presence that is greater than I am and available to me.
When headlines, social media feeds, and our conversations seem polarized and divisive, I know that expecting good can seem naive. However, this is precisely the time for such expectancy.
When headlines, social media feeds, and our conversations seem polarized and divisive, I know that expecting good can seem naive. However, this is precisely the time for such expectancy.
I understand that expectancy is more than wishful thinking, but rather the intentional act of aligning my subconscious beliefs with the unconditional good that is always available.
I understand that expectancy is more than wishful thinking, but rather the intentional act of aligning my subconscious beliefs with the unconditional good that is always available.
I declare that I have within me the courage and faith to expect beyond appearances.
I declare that I have within me the courage and faith to expect beyond appearances.
By unapologetically expecting better of myself and the world, I invite others to do the same and collectively become a space of love, justice, and peace.
By unapologetically expecting better of myself and the world, I invite others to do the same and collectively become a space of love, justice, and peace.
Today, I consciously choose to expect the highest and best.
Today, I consciously choose to expect the highest and the best.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you, community. So let's close our eyes one last time as I do a benediction on today's service. Oh, man, and my flame is shining bright. Just wonderful, wonderful message, empowering music, and really a sensation of connection with all the other beautiful, blessed souls I know who have participated in today's service. And, you know, it just reminds me of Martin Luther King says that darkness cannot get rid of darkness. Only light can do that. And that hatred cannot drive out hatred. Only love can do that. And so I declare that I and all of our beloved community go forth today as a shining light of love. And we shine brightly enough to light up dark times when they seem to be occurring on our human scale. And that is what I expect of myself. That's what I expect of our community. And that is what I expect of the world. And I'm a much happier person and a much more powerful person coming from that place. So I set that as our collective intention for the days to come and ask you to affirm it with me with our words, and so it is.
Thank you all so very much for tuning in today. Thank you to Amy Steinberg for her beautiful message and for her fabulous rap. I absolutely love it that she does it. She's quite amazing in my mind. And thank you to Heather for making sure that we all sounded good and looked good on the airwaves. And thank you to Diane for her beautiful meditation and to her participation in the service. And thank you to Carol for her beautiful prayers and her participation in the service. Have an absolutely magnificent week. We will see you next Sunday again online. I love you all very much. Expect good, and it will show up. I love you.